Hey everybody, it's Steve Young from ServiceTech Secrets again, and I'm super excited. We have another client success story today, and Elijah is with us. Elijah, how you doing today?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day and spending a few minutes with us and sharing your story with us. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
Cool. So who are you, where you're from, and what do you do?
I'm Elijah Theviot. I'm from Tampa, and I'm an AC sales and service tech.
Cool. And how long have you been doing that?
3 years.
3 years. Okay, cool. So what's I know before you got into the 14-day double your sales challenge, what did the life look like regarding your personal life, business life, and how is work going with your sales, your average tickets, that kind of stuff?
It varies just because I started off in the office and wound up out in the field, so I'd never really had much training. I've always been pretty decent with the ticket, so I thought. But it's been up and down with the company I'm at. I'm not really getting too many calls, especially this time of year. It's not that great. So it puts me in a blackout, so to speak. So it's getting better.
Okay, cool. Well, tell me as far as the 14-day double your sales challenge, what caught your eye about that? Why did you join and go, let's give this a shot? What made you go, okay, let's give this a shot?
I'd spoken with a couple people about doing the mastermind, and one thing that I've learned in doing this is salesmen are easily sold. So it's one thing where it was like, okay, well, that's a lot of money to fork out. And I was sitting there having to think about it. And I saw this and I was like, $200 is $200. It's easy to make your money back.
Awesome. Got it. Now, I will tell you that $200 was a Black Friday and a Cyber Monday special, just so everybody knows. That is not our normal price for the 14-day double your sales challenge.
Well, you missed it.
Okay. What's that?
I said, well, they missed it then. So.
Well, that's good that you got involved, man. So let's talk about that. You got into the training, all right? And what happened? Walk us through you getting into training and what'd you do and what'd you think about the training and all that good stuff.
Well, I started late.
Okay.
So I started, I think, 3 days late. So I had to sit there and catch up. I was taking notes while driving, which isn't very good. Actually started making it to the meetings, and I noticed that it took me back to things that I used to know that were just tiny little things that made a huge difference. Yeah. So I started seeing, a couple $100 tickets back to where it was, getting back to the basics. And the more I got into it and started implementing just the little things that you guys had taught us, jumped to 500, 1200. 1200 used to be my average winter IAQ sale. 22, 2700, 6800, 7800, 12,000, 23,000, 10,500. And then even after past couple sales have still been, I just sold one yesterday, $10,000 IAQ ticket.
What? That is freaking awesome, man. Congratulations.
And I'll be doing the work, so I'll be making 20% of that.
Wow, dude, that is awesome. So how much commission have you generated just in the first 2 weeks of doing this training?
Oh man, I went to public school and I don't have my calculator.
Well, just guess. I'm not for a calculator. If you were to guess the commission that you made in the last 2 weeks from the 14-day double your sales challenge, what would you guess it be?
The ROI is probably
not the ROI. I'm just talking about what's commission
about
you made off your new sales.
10 to 13,000.
$10,000 to $13,000 in commission you made off of the training, implementing the training, getting in the training, being surrounded by awesome people.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about the rest of the people in the training. What did you think of the rest of the guys in the training? Were they go-getters? Were they actually doing the work?
From what I saw, absolutely. And it was nice to see other people and be able to understand and see the different ways of people doing things, because I'm a hands-on learner, but I also need examples. So I can sit there and watch these videos all day long, but until I record a call, send it in and have you guys rip it apart, I won't know, okay, we'll change this, do this, you know what I mean? So it helped a lot with everybody there. Frank was killing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the thing. You were actually doing the work. There were some guys that signed up to the training that didn't show up to the live training, and they'll do it when they get to it. But you were actually in the live training. You started 3 days late. You started actually doing the field assignments that we assigned you, and lo and behold, life has changed.
Yeah.
How does it look now? I know you're not getting as many calls, and if you get involved in the mastermind, we'll show you how to change that, flip the tables, so that you're the guy in charge of your schedule. You're the guy getting all the calls and all the rest of that stuff. But I'm asking you, just from the first 2 weeks of making that commission, what kind of sense of or a peace of mind does that give you?
It's hard to put into words when you're making summer money in winter. It's hard to put into words. It went from, I'm doing all right. Like last year, I didn't struggle like a lot of people said I would. Everything, like my bills were paid. I still had a little bit of money, but it's summer money in winter, man. You just got to put in the work.
Put in the work. Isn't that the truth? I mean, you were one of the students in there that actually did the field assignment, came back the next day, uploaded your recording, and it made a huge difference in you. I mean, hell, $13,000 in 2 weeks. And you weren't even doing how many calls a day? I mean, if you were to add up the total calls that you did, most of these guys take it for granted that they get 3, 4, 5 calls in a day. You're in an area, you're lucky to get how many calls in a day?
I mean, I'll average 2 or 3, but with the company that I'm at, I'll encounter maybe one to 5 customers a week that aren't trying to throw stuff at me because of the experience with the current company. So I'm doing damage control as well as trying to do what I do that you guys taught me, which helps a lot too, because when you ask people the simple questions, you can get to the root of not only the problem that you can solve, but you can solve both the issue they have with your company and the issue they're actually having all at the same time.
And how does that make you feel at the end of those calls? What are the customers feeling towards you?
They're happy. I had one lady actually yesterday. I sold her a new duct system. We just put in the system. She wasn't very happy when I got there with the diagnosis, but it ended with her shuffling up to me because she had a broken ankle, giving me a hug and a Pepsi. So can't really complain.
That's awesome. And what was the sale? That was a $10,000 sale?
No, that one was, okay. So the first call of the day, nothing happened. I brought up issues with different things going on. Right. He took the invoice from me, signed it, said, I'm not doing a damn thing, and walked off. Okay. So that was that.
That was a maintenance call, right? Maintenance call?
Yeah. Our install, all these have been our install maintenances. None of these has been new customers. These are people that
are not new customers and not service. All you're doing is just maintenance call. You're only getting 1 to 5 calls per week.
Yeah, basically. Like we'll say 2 a day. 2 a day. Our install maintenances, 6-month-old systems. So they just spent money.
Got it. In the last 2 weeks, you made $13K.
Yeah. And then the second call is where I went there. It was around 13,000. Presenting the price, and he went ahead and dropped a bombshell on me that we still had work there to finish from months ago. No one's contacted him, none of that. So
first of all, you're digging yourself out of a hole to get back to ground zero, and then you still end up selling him a $10,000 or $12,000 IAQ system.
Yeah, exactly.
So talk to me. What is the how has the training changed it for you? I mean, what's the process that we do? I mean, is it pretty simple? Can anybody do it? Is it hard work?
It's hard if the hardest part about it is developing the habit of taking the steps. That is the hardest part about it.
So what you're saying is kind of like going to the gym. The hardest part about going to the gym is going to the gym.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And it's one of those things where
you have to actually set time aside, and you actually have to do the work.
Exactly. It's similar to, okay, so the people that didn't actually show up to the training and they're going to go back and watch it, those are your home gym people.
Okay, got
it. I'm going to put a gym in at home, and they'll use it when they sit out and talk to their friends, and then they'll go back inside, and that's pretty.
And then they'll sit over there and rot for like 9 months or 9 years.
Exactly.
There's a home gym right over there.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Cool. Well, tell me about what's your outlook for 2020? You're getting back in the groove. You just made a ton of money. You're doing all the right things right now. What kind of peace of mind does that give you for 2020 with what you're getting, the limited amount of business that you're going on?
Hell, I'm going to be Coral in 2020. I don't know what you're talking about.
You have the ability to be Coral. No doubt about it. With all the students that we were talking in there, bro, you've got the ability to do it. You got to continue putting in the work. You got to surround yourself by the people other successful people, because you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Right?
Absolutely.
And if you do that, you will be, Coral, you'll be making that kind of money. Now, we will coach you. We will coach you on how to get from where you're at with your employer to where you need to be getting, consistently 3 calls a day.
And I feel like I actually believe it, and it's genuine. I don't feel like I'm being sold on it. It is what it is.
Awesome.
And
man.
the fact that, I'm going to start at 250,000 next year. That's my start. I love
it. And you're on track, dude. If you think about it, 2 weeks, you made 13K. If you stay on that pace and you actually get calls, 13K times 2 is 26,000 a month. 26,000 a month times 10 is 260,000. Add another 50,000 on there. You're making a lot of money. You're making 250, 300,000.
Yeah.
Okay? You got the ability. You just showed that within the first 2 weeks that you got the skills to make that happen. You just got to set those patterns, put in the work, get yourself to, the right setup with the right employer so you got enough leads come in, and we'll walk you through that process.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm so happy for you, Elijah. I mean, when you first came on here, I could tell you're kind of skeptical and stuff like that. And then you start asking all the right questions. You start doing the work, and then the results have been nothing short of amazing.
Oh,
I'm so happy for you.
You should see all the notes I've taken.
What's that?
You should see all the notes I've taken. I went back, rewatched every video, and there's 3 pages of notes per video.
That's awesome, man.
So
now you understand the notes are different than role playing. We talked about that. You actually have to have words come out of your mouth, right?
Oh, absolutely. As everything was being said, I was writing it as I was saying it, taking a page out of Gene's book. Man. Also, one thing I did when I started it, this is every call so far.
Oh, wow. Oh, sweet. Every call that you went on since we started the training.
Every call. And you can actually see.
That's awesome, brother.
This is where the first one started.
Okay. Wow, I like it. 50,
not
50,
the way that it should be. And then this was one of the ones from today. So it's a lot.
Hold it up a little bit higher. I want to see the bottom line. What's
the bottom line only wound up being 4,000.
Only 4,400.
Oh no, it's the bottom one was 4,463.
And when you came to us with what size average ticket?
A few hundred in a slump. Normally 1,200 when I feel like I'm balling.
Okay, hang on a second. A few hundred to 4,400 to 10,000.
Oh no, he didn't spend 4,400.
Oh, okay. What did he spend?
He bought an $8,000 air conditioner.
Oh. Well, hey, we hate when that happens, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, when you guys like, oh man, it sucks when it backfires, it happens a lot more than you think. A lot more than you think.
Backfires meaning what? Backfires
they buy the whole damn thing, man. Like if you expedite, they buy it.
And let me ask you, does this have anything to do with high pressure sales or misleading people in any way, shape, or form?
100% not. Especially with I don't want to say especially the way I was taught, but things that I've seen and heard from other technicians, it's, scare tactics. And a lot of people can sit there and say that this leans that way, but it's not at all. When it comes to fear tactics or traditional way of high pressure sales, it's kind of like a shepherd with a stick. Mm-hmm. And that's not it at all. This just like Gene said, you're pretty much, you're pulling them. And then at that point, they're right where they need to be. They're not where you need them to be. They're where they need to be.
And then who makes the decisions? What decisions do they make? And basically we're giving them options, right? Isn't that basically how it looks?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they say that the list is designed to get your minimum, but if you do your job right and you go through the system and you do a proper maintenance and you go through every single thing that you're supposed to, the whole list makes sense.
Exactly.
And if it doesn't, I mean, it's a Starbucks a week.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I like about this is that the customers, when you do it right, they appreciate you how much more?
Leaps and bounds. Like I've had people screaming at me when I showed up at the door, which was really funny because it threw them off when, I say, hi, I'm Elijah. This call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. I'm here to provide you with 5-star service. Is that okay with you? It kind of actually eases them up because I say it regardless if I'm recording it or not.
Dude, you're killing it. That's awesome right now. I'm so proud of you. That is freaking awesome. And then what do they do from that point? They go,
yeah, pretty much like, okay, yes.
And is this the same company? They're like, is this the same damn company that I've been talking to?
Yeah, they want to know how long I've been there. Am I a senior manager? Did I buy the company? Because it's night and day.
That's awesome. Well, look, Elijah, I want to thank you for your time, buddy. I know it's New Year's Eve right now, and I want to wish you and your family a happy New Year's. I'm looking forward to kicking butt with you in 2020. I can't wait to see your progress, brother.
Likewise. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You as well, sir. Everybody be safe.
All right. We'll see you.